We kick off a busy day here on CBS Sports Network along the banks of the Hudson River here at the United States Military Academy. The cadets have marched in, all 4,400 strong, ready for Army's home opener. And here come the Black Knights onto the playing surface here at Michie Stadium for the first time in 2018 as they welcome in another FBS independent like themselves, the 1-0 Flames of Liberty University. Great to see you and welcome upstairs to our office. A pleasure and an honor to be with you here at Michie Stadium alongside my broadcast partner, year number 4 together with Jay Feely. My name is Ben Holden. It's so great to have you with us here today to start the day. Jay, last year a record-setting season for Jeff Monken's guys. 10 wins. They won the Commander-in-Chief Trophy. They beat Navy once again. They won a bowl game. As they open this opener today, though, an 0-1 start last week, how do they recover from that? How do they live up to what they did last year?
Well, there's no question they had an unbelievable year last year. But Jeff Monken would be the first to tell you it doesn't matter today. They're sitting there. They know Hawaii's coming in with a high-flying offense. Then they play Oklahoma. They know today is a must-win game.
It's not often you say that in week 2, but it's really the case. He's right about that, no question. One of the many changes for Army this year is at the quarterback spot. Ahmad Bradshaw for 3 years was their captain, their clear-cut leader, set all kinds of records. This year, though, a new guy in Kelvin Hopkins.
And you'll see the same triple option offense from Kelvin Hopkins with a couple of wrinkles. He has the ability to turn and go the other way. A strong runner, but not quite as fast as Ahmad Bradshaw. Has to be
all of last year. This young man, let's get this out of the way right now. Stephen Buckshot Calvert. He goes by Buckshot, and he can fire it.
His parents wanted to call us Buckshot. We're going to call him that. He can throw every ball. He can deliver the ball and watch the fades down the sideline.
Here we go, ball game underway, and it goes back through the end zone. Liberty will start it 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line as Landon Salyers handling the kickoff duties for Army. It's time to look at our Chick-fil-A starting lineups, and we'll take a closer look at that young man we just talked about in our open. There's Buckshot Calvert trotting onto the field, had 300+ yards last week and 4 touchdowns in their first ever FBS game and win.
Pretty good arm. He throws the fade really well most of the time to Gandy Golden, who had 3 touchdowns in the red zone last year. We'll keep an eye on him all day.
So 1st and 10, first play of the game here from scrimmage. Calvert in the shotgun, turns and hands off. That's Kentori Matthews, right side, and he's forced out after about a 5-yard pickup as we take a look at the Chick-fil-A lineup for the rest of the Flames and their offense.
Antonio Gandy Golden is a matchup nightmare for Army. 6'4", 220, 3 touchdowns in the red zone. You have to know where he is because you can throw it up to him at any moment.
So a gain of 6, they say, on that run, and they keep it on the ground. They get it out to the 38-yard line. Let's continue on with our Chick-fil-A lineups. Jay, the Army defense, who's your guy there today?
Jay Bateman told us that Elijah Riley would match up most of the time with Gandy Golden. He's given up 4 inches, so it's a key matchup to watch.
First throw of the game, the pitch, the catch near side, and they get it out near midfield, so a big gain turned in there. So Max Regan forcing him out of bounds. Ball over midfield here to the 49 of Army. Quick hurry-up style offense, a spread offense. They get it to the right side of the field. The grab is made over there, and Army saying they got the ball. McClintock's taking the ball back, and Jalen McClintock takes it back. There's a flag down, flags all over the field. They're going to have to sort this out, as it was taken back there by Jalen McClinton.
Rolling on the field was a fumble. The penalty is for a low block during the return. That play is under review.
So if it stands, Jay, 56 yards on the return for McClintock.
It was a bubble screen to B.J. Farrow, number 82. They love to throw these little bubble screens. I'm sorry, it was 18.
Yeah, that's 18, one of their tight ends, Fidel Obifun. And a 56-yard trot in for McClintock.
This should give us a good look here. And I don't think his knees were down. He was getting tackled. And as he was going to the ground, that ball gets knocked out from behind. And you're watching, if the calf is down,
let's see
the
here.
shin is down right there. It's tough to see in that angle. The ball is out there, so as you're watching, he's hitting it from behind, knocking that ball out. I think it stands.
I think it does too,
they called
based on
fumble
that.
on the field. There's no evidence that would overturn it.
Jeff Flanagan's our referee today. Instant replay official Tom DeJoseph, who he's talking with, listening to up top. Let's look at another angle, Jay.
Here's the angle where you can see it come out. Right there, you can't see that left shin to see if it was down from that angle, but we saw the other angle. It didn't look like it was down, so that ball comes out. They get the fumble. Now he's on the ground when he picks this ball up before he returns it.
So there was a penalty on Army at the 12-yard line, 15-yard penalty. Flanagan still on the headset. Turner Gill on the left, the head coach of Liberty. Jeff Monken on the right, Army head coach. Another look here. I think that's a fumble.
Yeah, it's a fumble, and there's not enough evidence to overturn it. Then the ball's out. The question's going to be, was he down when he picked this ball up? Because then the return happened, and then the penalty happened.
Right.
You're going to see right there he's down. He has the ball. His knees are on the ground. So he's going to be down right there when he picks it up.
Should be, yes. Lengthy review here to start the contest here at Michie Stadium. Call on the field, a fumble by Liberty. What they're trying to determine right now is whether or not Obey Fun was down or not. Christensen came in behind, slowed him up. McClintock then punched it out there.
That's a great angle right there by our truck. That's the
After
angle.
review,
Here we go.
it was a fumble. Army recovered, but the player that recovered the ball had his knee on the ground at the 43-yard line of Army. During the play, there was a personal foul for blocking below the waist. By rule, that 15-yard penalty will be added to the place where Army has the ball. So Army will start with a 15-yard penalty from the 43-yard line, first down and 10.
So short field and a beautiful job of getting in there by Jalen McClinton, the 5'10", 200-pound junior.
You can see his knees are down. That's what we were talking about.
Yeah.
He's down. I mean, in the NFL, you get up and you run. This is college. He's down. So from that spot is where the 15-yard penalty is then assessed.
So Obey Fun knowing that one's given Army a great shot here to get off to a great start. And this is, if you're Army, Jay, last week their offense, it never really got going, as you said. Hopkins, the ability to throw the ball, but it's not what they want to do. It's not really in their DNA.
The problem last week was fumbles. They had 5 fumbles in that game, 2 on the first 2 plays offensively. Last year, they had 7 fumbles the entire year.
Yeah.
So that's, their offense is predicated on being successful and not having negative plays, not having tackles for a loss, not having fumbles, even if you don't lose them, because you lose the yardage, and this offense can't make it up. So they have to be, and Jeff Monken talked about it all week to his team, ball security. They did extra drills. They cannot afford to have negative plays.
So they've moved this ball back inside of the 30 now as a result of that penalty. But I believe now Flanagan back on that headset. You see him there up top with the replay official, Tom DeJoseph, making sure they've got the clock and this spot exactly right. Jeff Monken in his 5th year, 24 and 27 here at Army. Magical season a year ago for the Black Knights. The best he's had. He's won 18 games in the last 2 years here along the banks of the Hudson. So Flanagan removes the headset.
When the ball was declared dead, the clock is at 14:06. Please set the clock to 14:06, please.
So they'll add 14 seconds to the clock, and Army will have it inside of their own 30 at the 28J.
You talked about how great a job Jeff Monken has done. Back-to-back wins against Navy, back-to-back wins in bowl games. First time they've done that since 1984. He's really done a phenomenal job here at a difficult place to win when you're playing FBS teams.
First play at home here this season for the Black Knights. Darnell Woolfolk fumbled last week. Good start for Darnell here. Product of Enwell, New York. Tackle was made by Jimmy Folks. Chick-fil-A starting lineup time for the Black Knights. And let's talk a little bit more about Calvin Hopkins. week against Duke.
It's a really tough first game for him against a good Duke team that understands how to defend the triple option.
Once again, Woolfolk right up the gut. Stopped there by Jawan Wells, the Chick-fil-A lineup for the Black Knights. Bryce Holland, why is he a key?
Really the only returning starter on that offensive line, a very good offensive line last year. Has to play better. Didn't have a great game against Duke. This offense is predicated on fullback success. It starts with the center, Bryce Holland. He's their best player. They need him to be their leader vocally, and then to make plays, open up for that fullback. You saw it on the first play with Woolfolk.
26th consecutive start for Bryce Holland. Hopkins gives it off again, and Darnell Woolfolk, he's rolling, he's rumbling. He's got an Army first down out to the 49-yard line. Solomon Ajayi with the tackle, and he's the guy you highlight in their lineup.
They moved from a 4-2-5 to a 3-4 for this game. So Ajayi goes from the will linebacker to the Mike. He's in the middle of this formation. He is going to have to play big, stop the fullback, and then scrape down the line, and then make plays on that triple option attack when it gets to the outside.
The younger brother of Jay Ajayi, who won a Super Bowl with Philadelphia last year, drafted by Miami. Played at Boise State from 2011 to 2014. And again, Darnell Woolfolk, it's his show so far, Feely.
And we knew it was going to be. They were going to have a commitment to this fullback position. Didn't have a lot of success. There's Bryce Holland getting a nice block, getting to the second level. The fullbacks have had so much success. Last year, 1,872 yards, 24 touchdowns cumulatively for that fullback position.
Yeah.
Struggled against Duke. This offense has to have that be successful to function properly.
And 376 carries amongst that group, and Andy Davidson's a part of it. And no fumbles last year as well. They're looking great here on their opening possession.
It's exactly what Jeff Monken and Brent Davis, their offense coordinator, wanted to see. The offensive line asserting itself. You know, there were questions about this Liberty defense. Struggled last year. You know, big-time struggles. Played really well in that first game against Old Dominion. It's a fast defense, but are they strong enough up front to hold the front against that offensive line for Army?
Gain of 7 on that last run from Andy Davidson. Black Knights have won 7 straight games here at home. Here's Hopkins. Calvin Hopkins has a scene. Calvin Hopkins takes it in. His first touchdown this season here at Michie Stadium. And the Black Knights march in from 41. There is a flag, though, so we'll have to check the laundry back at the 36-yard line.
Here in the run, personal foul. Illegal low block below the waist. Number 32. 15-yard penalty. Still first down.
And that's on Artis Hobbs, and that's an area with that rule change this year, you knew it was going to affect not only Army, but all the academies.
A new rule that specifically affects triple option because they do so much cut blocking. The rule is you can't come from the side
Correct.
and cut block. If you're going to cut block, it has to be from the front.
Head on.
Head on, in between the shoulders. Jeff Monken doesn't like this rule at all, but they have to understand it and play by it. You see him right here in the middle of your screen, right there.
Yep.
So he's front up. Now he's attacking from the front, but he's coming from outside, so that's not the new rule. That's part of that old rule.
2 penalties on Army for 30 yards, and blowing that play up and getting through there is Ajayi. You just talked about him.
Let me just follow up on that point. On that last play, he's coming from the outside. Now you're going to see Ajayi come all the way through here, just scrape right through. An excellent job. That's why they moved him to that Mike position. Poor job by Army recognizing and picking up the most dangerous guys inside. They were looking outside there. Weren't able to pick up. Slumka has to pick up Ajayi in the middle, and he wasn't able to do that.
Loss of 3 on that play by Solomon Ajayi, the redshirt junior out of Frisco, Texas. His presence known here early on in the game. Here's Hopkins now into the hands of Kel Walker. He's dangerous, but he can't get away. And a nice job making the tackle there by Elijah Benton.
Anytime Army gets behind in the sticks, it's very difficult for them offensively because they're not a team that just can go 4 wide, get into shotgun, and throw the ball all over the place. This is a situation here where they're really not able to get into field goal range. You're trying to get it to the 35 or so here to be able to go for it on 4th down, but you have to protect the ball at all costs.
Yeah, they need 20 here. They need to get nearly to the 30-yard line. Hopkins on the run. Hopkins with time. Now floats one. Dangerous play. And batted out of bounds there on the near sideline down below us by Jimmy Fultz. And with 9:51 to go, it's a 4th and 20 upcoming for Army.
I said right here that they're not built to get these kind of yardages. You got coverage. You got a man open in the middle early. Hopkins wasn't able to find him, but he was smart with the ball. Don't force it, create a turnover. Really the big call against Hobbs on the touchdown run.
E.J. Farrell waiting the punt. Zach Potter. And the punting here this time. And fair catch made inside of the 20-yard line by Farrell. And that's where Liberty will have their second possession of the game. Great to have you with us here from Mikey Stadium. No score between Army and Liberty early on. 9:43 to go in the opening quarter. Ben Holden, Jay Feely, Tina Servasio with us here today, and all of our crew. No score in the game as Army punted it away, a 34-yard punt. And Turner Gill, the head coach in his 7th year at Liberty, 42-29, 13th year overall. And he's leading their charge. And for more on Turner Gill and his squad, his offense, let's get down to Tina.
Well, thank you so much, Ben. Now, the Liberty offense wasn't out there for long earlier. However, you could hear a lot of the offensive coaches screaming out, "Mom, that's your mom right there. Make it happen." Well, they're actually using mom as an acronym. Liberty uses it. It means make one miss. Now, offensive coordinator Joe Daly told me it's just the #1 thing that they emphasize in practice and games. If you're the primary ball carrier, you're going to be in a put in situation where you're one-on-one. Your responsibility is to make one miss. Ben?
Thanks so much, Tina. Indeed, Mom. Peyton Pickett, the carry there, gets his first crack at it in the ball game. Was tackled by James Nautigal.
Number 5, DJ Stubbs, did an excellent job last week of making players miss. Caught a couple of swing passes, had a couple of huge plays.
And a 9 on that first down run. They go right back to it. And a good pickup and a first down there. As once again, that was Pickett on the carry. Nautigal, who was a guy they talked about yesterday, Jay, saying he had to be better this week. He was really good last year, just had an off week.
Highest graded player of any player in that defense last year.
Yeah. But
against Duke, he struggled. Didn't tackle well, over pursued balls. They need him to be better.
Gain of 8 on that first down run. Peyton Pickett, redshirt sophomore out of Arlington, Texas. Now Buckshot eyeing things over. Once again on the ground. Cole Christensen there among those to meet him. He was the first to get in there. Got some help as well from Adrees Patterson, who they're high on. Stepping into a new role on that defensive line. They lost, of course, Ryan England, their vocal leader on defense. They lost John Voigt and Alex Ackerman up front.
Yeah, 3 big losses. Ackerman probably the most difficult to replace on the field. Ryan England the most difficult to replace from all the intangibles.
Dave Bateman, the defensive coordinator, said he's the smartest guy I've ever coached. Here's a pass over the middle, and it is reeled in and caught. And the reception made by Damian King, first down Liberty.
Didn't play last week against Old Dominion, was suspended, had 66 receptions, 670 yards. They got 4 receivers. You've seen Farrell, Golden, King, and Stubbs. Those are the guys expect to get the ball.
Gain of 13 on the pass. And they go right back to the ground. And again, Cole Christensen in there on the tackle as Pickett's getting a workload here.
More running than I thought we would see at the beginning of this game. You thought they'd spread them out 4 wide. Army gave up 5.3 per rush to Duke last week.
And a 1 on the last play. They faked to Pickett and nearly intercepted. Going down to the turf there was Elijah Riley. And he's the man assigned to Antonio Gandy Golden. Here's the matchup, Jay.
And that's who he was defending there. Riley bailed. He expected a fade, a long ball, because that's where Golden is so good. They ran a little quick slant. It was open. And Buckshot just missed him.
Buckshot 3 of 4 for 32. Needs 9 here to convert this third down. Pumps, now fires. Dangerous over there. He had 2 men over there as it was Gandy Golden, the intended target. But they got some help. Riley had some help over there that time, Jay.
Excellent job, Ryder. Watch him get his hands on it and not allow Golden to get into his route. very good job by Elijah Riley against somebody who is an NFL prospect. When you look at Gandy Golden, 6'4", 220, can run, an unbelievable athlete. That's a job that Riley has to win, and he did there.
Punting situation here. Mike Reynolds back at his 10-yard line. Lefty gets his foot into it. And a fair catch made just shy of the 20-yard line by Mike Reynolds. Halfway through the opening quarter here at Michie Stadium. Still scoreless between Liberty and Army.
College football on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by USAA. Insurance, banking, and investments tailored for the military community. By Golden Corral, your choice rules. And by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. Your adventure starts here.
Cadets in the whites today, all filed in here to Michie Stadium halfway through the opening quarter, and Army will get the ball for the second time here. But before we get to that, Jay, let's check out your extra points.
For Liberty, got to get the ball out quick. When you're throwing the ball, Buckshot has to know where it is, deliver it. Defensively, stop the fullback at all costs. Army can't fumble the game away like they did last week against Duke, and then they have to get pressure on the quarterback.
Well, Army begins here just shy of the 20-yard line after a short punt by Aiden Alves, only a 28-yard punt. Fred Cooper, who we were told yesterday we would see quite a bit. They love his upside and his potential. We saw him a little bit last year, but didn't really get into the rotation a whole lot.
Had a big game against North Texas last year, 72 yards, 2 touchdowns, but didn't play much other than that. You saw Holt get put into the A-back position and get outside. He's normally a fullback. They used him a lot. Expect to see that as well.
Kalen Holt wears number 22, and Fred Cooper switching uniforms to number 1. If my memory serves me correct, the first here at Army to wear number 1 since Raymond Maples did. Here's Hopkins keeping it, and he takes it out over the 30-yard line, and he's got a first down. Tackle made by Espinoza.
Really good decision here by Hopkins, and this is what Ahmad Bradshaw was so good in this offense, knowing when to pitch the ball, knowing when to keep it, and then getting up and getting first downs, moving the chains.
And Shaw rushed 1,742 yards last year, a single season record here at West Point. Gain of 11 on that play for the first down for Kelvin Hopkins. That is what they do. That's what they want to do. Woolfolk, who's got a handful of carries already here today, as we want to remind you, Armed Forces football is proudly supported by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. Tackle on that last play made by Elijah Benton.
See, Liberty's got 7 men within a yard and a half of the line of scrimmage, stacking the line there. It's tough because those linebackers, it's a different system for them. Normally a 4-2-5, running a 3-4. You can see right here, all of them lined up. Right here, right in the middle of your screen. They got to make quick decisions.
Yard pickup on that last run by Woolfolk. This is Connor Slumka. Jesse Lemonnier, the first to get to him. Very high upside he's got. Liberty coaches very high on him and his ability. Good opener for him last week in their 42-point win over Old Dominion. So a 2nd and 6 upcoming for Monken. Particulars on Jeff. 9 years overall as a head coach. Was at Georgia Southern before he made his way up here. 18 wins the last 2 seasons here along the banks of the Hudson. Here's Hopkins now. He's going to keep this one. Trying to find a seam, and he's about a yard short on that run. Bring up a 3rd and short. Tackle made by Benton, and here's some of the things we were referring to, Jay. That 18-8 the last 2 years. What a stretch it's been.
Led the country in rushing last year. Obviously, they run the triple option. Didn't throw the ball more than a couple times a game last year.
Except Temple.
Except Temple. And that was Hopkins who came in at the end of that game.
Yeah. 8 completions in that game. Had 20 all of last year. They need a yard here. And they get it as they give it to one of their bruisers, their captain, Darnell Woolfolk. Seneca Espinoza the stop, but not in time. An Army first down.
You can see center Bryce Holland having success getting his block. See that first key block there, not allowing that backside of that defense to get across. A good job by that offensive line, creating seams, having fullback success. When they can run the fullback, that opens up everything else on the outside.
6 first downs in the game so far for Army. Out of the gun. This is Cooper. Fred Cooper gets away, trying to get a block. And he's dropped at the 25-yard line. Espinoza got him again. First down, Army.
We did not see much shotgun from Army. You see him lined up in shotgun. They like to give the ball. They gave it to Kel Walker a lot last year, and this one to Fred Cooper. The reason they didn't do it last week is because they got a new offense. And when you go shotgun, you got to run zone blocking. They felt like it was difficult for their offensive line.
18 yards on that last run. Here they come again. Here's Kalen Holt diving. Kalen Holt, touchdown. Hawaiian punch punches one in as Army marches in for their first touchdown of the season here at Michie Stadium. A 25-yard touchdown run and the second in the career of Kalen Holt.
They love what Kalen Holt can do. They feel like he's their most dynamic rusher at that fullback position. You can see his ability to bounce that ball. It's an inside run, but he has the vision and the ability to bounce it outside to the backside of that defense, and then the speed to be able to get home and score a touchdown for the Black Knights.
Love the finish. Inside of the core of cadets, 8 plays, 81 yards. That's what they do. When Army's doing that, they are tough to stop. Salyers to try to tack on the PAT. Low snap, but Potter did a good job, didn't he, to get that up?
Potter did an excellent job. That was a low ball. It was tough to get up. Salyers made it. And here's the dynamic runner, Holt. The ability to bounce outside, the physicality to put it in the end zone.
Army on top here at Michie, 7-0. We welcome you back here to Michie Stadium. Time now for our View of the Core, brought to you by M-Core. 4,400 strong inside of there on a beautiful September afternoon. High temperature only expected to touch near 70 today. And a very good looking scoring drive for the Black Knights. They marched at 8 plays, 81 yards, took 409. And Kalen Holt capped it off with a 25-yard run that was featured at the end with a dive to get in. And a gutsy play and a good finish for Army as they lead Turner Gill's guys by a touchdown.
Brent Davis, OC for Army's got to be really happy with that drive. They struggled last week against a very stout defense in Duke and a team that they played a lot.
Yeah.
And Duke plays Georgia Tech a lot, so they understand how to defend this triple option. It's always been tough. Whenever you have a team like Liberty, who hasn't played this offense a lot, although Turner Gill obviously ran this offense when he was at Nebraska, so did Joe Daly, so they understand it. But defensively, though, those players, it's totally different, and you change your scheme, and you go from a 4-2-5 to a 3-4, and you have guys that have to be responsible and not get caught looking, not get caught drifting. They have to stay in their lanes and be responsible for the man that they have on the pitch. That's tough to do in a week's time when you're trying to change everything up.
Yeah, I mean, in any team we do that comes in here, they always tell us, yeah, at some point we set aside a little time. And in this case, they set aside a little time in training camp. But we always hear the same thing, basically. The speed is what is the hardest thing to adjust to, right?
Yeah, and the cut blocking. Because you don't do that, you don't want to get your guys hurt.
Right.
So both the speed and the cut blocking are something that's difficult. I mean, Army on their first drive had a touchdown. If it wasn't for Hobbs' block below the waist, he really didn't need to do it.
Salyers puts the foot into it. To be returned from the 2-yard line. Liberty says no to the fair catch, and they get it out to about the same spot. About a yard shy of the 24-yard line does Hickson, one of their running backs, and a very good return man in his career. And Buckshot Calvert, 3 minutes to go. He'll make his way back onto the field. Third possession. What have you thought so far of their offense, Jay?
I'm surprised they haven't opened it up more. They haven't tested Army down the field. They haven't thrown a fade up top to Gandy Golden. You know, a couple of bubble screens, and they had a fumble on one, and then a couple of slants, but I think they need to be more aggressive. Here you go, 4 wide. This is what I expected to see.
Yeah. Nautical on the back of the ball carrier, taken down at the 31-yard line. It was handled there that time by Peyton Pickett.
And Buckshot has the ability to be able to hand the ball off or to keep it and run it himself or to throw the ball. It's a different version of a triple option, a much more spread out version than Army runs, but still the same concepts.
Buckshot taking a shot, far sideline, got a man, drops it in there. Riley on the coverage. And Gandy Golden.
They're saying incomplete.
Yeah, they are. Yes, they are. So Riley doing everything he can. And 3rd and 3 upcoming. So you asked for it, they went to it.
And this is what I wanted to see. Here it is, the matchup we've been looking for. Riley against Golden. Golden's open there. He beat Riley. It's a good ball. He's just got to finish it, and he can't tuck that ball away. An excellent job by Riley, continuing to drive through and try to help get that ball out. Even though he was beat, he got back and made a play and knocked it out.
Jay Bateman was adamant with us yesterday. Said he felt very comfortable with Elijah Riley on the much bigger Gandy Golden.
A lot more comfortable than I felt when I was watching it, because I think he's got an advantage and they need to take advantage of it.
Right. Play clock winding down. Calvin gets it away. Pressure coming, flings it near side and could not connect there. Looking to King. Damian King cannot reel it in. So Army's defense once again, Jay, does the job. It's 4th and 3 upcoming.
A big win there for Jay Bateman, getting the ball back, and that's what's so tough when you face Army. If you go 3 and out, and you give them that offense that ball back, and then they have a long 6-7 minute drive and they score points, even if it's just a field goal, that's so difficult for an offense like this type of spread, up-tempo offense to get in a rhythm.
Eventually it sucks the life out of you when the offense is working. Now to punt it again. Short kick as last time. This one a little bit better. Reynolds, fair catch. He'll field it on the run. Mike Reynolds, good return back. Gets it over the 50, and then he's popped and dropped at the 46-yard line. So a good run back by Reynolds there as he was taken down there as Tristan Schultz came down and wiped him out. 2:10 to go in the opening quarter. Army's on top, 7-0. So that's redshirt freshman punter Aiden Alves, who kicked a 37-yard punt, a 22-yard return by Mike Reynolds. But as we went to break, Mike Flanagan, as you see him now, donning the headset, they're looking at this for a possible targeting call on the punter, Aiden Alves.
And I think he's going to be thrown out of this game. You can see him lower his head, forcible contact to the head to neck area. And one of the things that they look for is lowering the head. And that's exactly what he did there. He lowered with the crown of his helmet and came in to try and make this tackle and made contact to that jaw neck area.
They're already short in the kicking department. Alex Probert, who is normally their starting kicker, is injured for about a month. Here's the definition of the rule for targeting.
You said forcible contact with the crown of the helmet to the head or the neck area of a defenseless opponent. He wasn't defenseless because he was running. But it was forcible contact with the head. He lowered the helmet. That's what they're really looking for there, because he came and he lowered that helmet and drove with the crown of the helmet. Greater risk of ejection for launching, which is what he did. Crouching and leading with the head neck. That's exactly the definition of the rule. I think they're going to call targeting. And Aaron Pert will be the backup punter then.
Yeah, he's the backup kicker.
They do not have depth. I was down in the field talking to a couple of their coaches. They don't have depth at the kicking position nor the punting position. They actually had tryouts earlier this week and brought a walk-on on Monday to be the backup kicker.
Well, let's see what happens here. Flanagan looks like he's ready to remove the headset. Let's get the verdict from Jeff Flanagan.
After review, there was targeting on the play. Number 38 on the kicking team. Number 38 is ejected from the ball game. 15 yards will be added to the end of the run. First down.
So he is done for the day, is Aiden Alves, with 2:10 to go in the opening quarter. And there's the ruling on it. Following the first half, you're out for the rest of the game. He's eligible to resume in game 3.
It could have big implications on this game. You're playing a team where possessions are at a premium. You have to try and pin them deep. You're going to be without your punter. You're already without your starting place kicker.
So Army with tremendous field position here as Hopkins keeps it now, pitches it, Kel Walker. And a good pickup there, exactly what Brent Davis and that offense wants to do on first down, as Wilson made the tackle out there for the Flames of Liberty with less than 2 to go in the quarter.
Really need to get a stop here. Liberty does, to try and slow this Army offense down, force a field goal attempt. It's been a struggle so far for Robert Wimberly and his defense. Trying to switch to the 3-4, trying to understand how to stop this triple option. They haven't stopped the fullback.
A 5 on that first down run. Here's Woolfolk. Darnell Woolfolk breaks away, and Darnell Woolfolk houses one. A short march for Army, and the Black Knights are up by 2 touchdowns. 27-yard run for the captain Woolfolk.
I said at the beginning of that play, they haven't stopped the fullback. It's been tough. Bryce Holland getting a nice block and then coming across a wham block, and then Woolfolk gets a wham of his own and takes it right into the end zone.
Woolfolk had 14 touchdowns a year ago. His first here in 2018. And then Salyer's back on out of the hold of Zach Potter. Kyle O'Connor is the snapper. Scott Flanick had been the snapper for the last couple of years. But O'Connor doing it today. Officially a 26-yard touchdown run by Woolfolk has Army up 14. Less than 90 seconds remain in the opening quarter here at Michie Stadium. On with Jay Feely. My name is Ben Holden. 14-0 is the score. Army. Well, we got a chance. Want to let you know the toughest sport on dirt takes the stage tomorrow night at 6 Eastern for the PFIWestern.com Invitational presented by Bass Pro Shops. It's the 25th PBR Unleash the Beast series, and it continues right here on CBS Sports Network. A pair of touchdown runs. Kalen Holt with one, 25 yards. Woolfolk 26 yards officially. The Black Knights on top here in the home opener, 14-0. And Buckshot Jones and Buckshot Calvert will come back on, named after Buckshot Jones, the NASCAR driver. Let's now, though, take a look, Jay, at the AP poll powered by Ram Trucks.
Well, the Irish kicked my Wolverines' butt last week, so I can't say anything about them not being in the top 10. Stanford had a big win. They got a big game against USC. Bryce Love didn't go off, but J.J. Arcega-Whiteside sure did.
He and K.J. Costello certainly did. So here is Buckshot Calvert. There's Antonio Gandy Golden, his big target. Top of your screen. Calvert, plenty of time, fires, open man, catch made, and it's reeled in by Damian King on the receiving end to move the sticks for Liberty. What do they got to do, Jay, to get going here?
They got to go up-tempo and try to keep pressure off of Buckshot and allow him, just take advantage of your weapons. You have a lot of weapons, more than Army has defensively, so get those balls to the playmakers. 18-yard pickup by King. He's got it now. A little jet sweep they try, and minimal pickup there. A couple. There's a flag, though, that flies on that sideline there. Very late. Yeah, it was late. So you think something happened there after the play? Nautigal was in there.
After the player was out of bounds, personal foul, late hit, number 19 defense, 15-yard penalty, first down.
It was on Nautigal. So that'll help Liberty's cause. With less than a minute remaining in the quarter, they'll march it inside Army territory.
Yeah, I didn't see a whole lot there. It wasn't like Nautigal tried to throw him down.
I didn't either. Here's Buckshot firing, got a man taking a shot, double covered, and out of the hands there of Stubbs, a dangerous weapon. Gibson back there on the coverage along with Cam Jones.
Last week, Stubbs had 7 receptions, 155 yards. They tried to go and look towards Gandy Golden and look off Stubbs and then come back to the slant. But Army's defense did a good job of recognizing, not allowing Stubbs to get behind him, and then rallying to that ball when it was in the air. Yeah, he had a 35-yard touchdown as a part of that day you mentioned. It was their first touchdown in the FBS for the Flames of Liberty. Calvert, 4 of 9 for 50 through the air. Here he is again. He's going to go down. Army gets in there as Gibby Gibson got in there to wrap him up. He had a strong game, and that continues this week as it was last week. When we asked Jay Bateman, what are you going to do if they go 4 wide? He said, I solve my problems with aggression. That's what I always do. I'm going to hit that quarterback. I'm going to hit that quarterback, and you better get the ball out quick. That's exactly what you saw there. Jay Bateman dialing up the pressure, getting home, getting a sack, trading 3rd and long. Loss of 5, that voodoo defense, as he calls it. 3rd and 15. Liberty 0 of 2 on 3rd down. Calvert steps up, and a boatload of time, dropped right into the hands there of Farrow, normally sure-handed.
and he just flat out dropped it.
He was going to be short, though, of the first down, even if he caught it, probably out of field goal range. He had Gandy Golden late, missed him coming down the middle of the field.
Jay Bateman out there firing his guys up. End of the first here at Michie Stadium. Army on top, 14-0 over Liberty. Great to have you with us as you're watching college football on CBS Sports Network. CBS's Super Bowl season kicks off tomorrow. J.J. Watt and Deshaun Watson back. And they drive Houston to face off against Tom Brady, the Patriots. Kansas City heads to L.A. to take on the Chargers. Check your local listings to find your favorite teams and players as they begin their drive to the Super Bowl. JB, Phil, Coach Nate, and Boomer begin the celebration on the road to Super Bowl 53 on CBS. NFL Today presented by Jeep gets today started at 12 Eastern. Your former holder is featured, Feely.
He's had a decent career after holding for me. I can't believe how well he's still playing at 41 years old. It blows me away.
Absolutely amazing. Army's rushed for 147, Liberty for just 40. And here is Aaron Pert. If you're just joining us, he's going to handle the kicking duties, all of them. The trifecta with Aiden Alves out of the game, the punter, who was ejected for a targeting penalty earlier in the game on a tackle on Mike Reynolds. Let's get down to Tina, who's got a special guest with her.
Well, Jay, you mentioned earlier in the game the 5 fumbles against Duke last week, but so far so good with the Army offense, and maybe that is due to Tyson. Yeah, he's my guest. This is a baseball bat with a boxing glove duct taped to the top. It's really heavy, and it was used this week. Jeff Monken brought it out during ball security circuits. It's when skill players on offense go through the speed ladder with the ball, and an equipment manager or one of the assistant coaches punch the player. They try to knock the ball loose. And when I spoke to Darnell Woolfolk, he said he saw it a lot. So far, it looks like it's working for Woolfolk, including that touchdown, guys.
Yeah, Tina, it's a knockout so far, pun intended, with Tyson. It's done its job for the week. Jeff Monken's been doing that since he's been here.
He has. You know, in 2015, they had 38 fumbles, lost 13. That crippled their offense.
Totally.
You had Ahmad Bradshaw, a very good runner, but because of the fumbles, quarterback-center exchanges, they weren't able to effectively run the offense last year. Only 7 fumbles, 4 lost, one of the best in the country.
Darnell Woolfolk, the big boy, right up the middle, going to bring up a 3rd down and mid-range. He was stopped there by Aaron Pierre. He's one of their spur positions. Woolfolk off to a much better start this week than he was last week. He only put up 20 yards last week on 7 carries. Gains 2 there, 3rd and 4 coming up, Jay.
3rd, 4th, if they get to 4th and 1 or so, I expect them to go for it here. That's what the analytics would tell them. They're very aggressive. Last year, 63% on 4th down.
Again, to the 25-yard line. Again, it's Woolfolk, and Darnell Woolfolk does just that. Ripped down at the 26 by Jawan Wells. Pearson helping out as well, the nose guard.
A lot of teams on 3rd and 4 might throw the ball. Army content to run their fullback, trusting their offense, knowing that if we get 2 or 3 and don't get it, we're going to go for it on 4th down. Brent Davis, the offensive coordinator for Army, knows going into those 3rd down calls whether or not the analytics tell them to go for it. Jeff Monken does a great job communicating with his coordinators. That allows Brent Davis the comfort to be able to run that triple option and give the ball to the fullback.
Yep, exactly. Darnell Woolfolk, 9 carries, 74 yards, and the touchdown at 26 yards. Cooper gets it. Cooper trying to burrow his way through there. Jawan Wells in there again. He did not play the first half last week. Ajayi in there as well, helping out on the tackle of Cooper, who, as we told you, Brent Davis telling us they'd see Cooper on the field a lot more today.
First play of the game offensively for Army last week against Duke, they throw the ball. 10 for 21, 21 attempts. You know how many attempts they had today? 0.
Goose egg.
They said, let's get back to Army football. Let's not throw the ball as much. Let's pound the ball, give it to our fullbacks.
That is what they do. Top team in the country last year in terms of rush yards and rush yards per game. When they do it and it's working, there's a flag down at the 30-yard line. There are few teams in the country that can match the precision they run it with. Here's Flanagan with a call.
Second shot block that you've seen. The first one was on Hobbs, and that wasn't the new rule. That was coming back inside. Really no reason either for him. He could have made the block.
During the run, personal foul, illegal low block, number 65 offense, 15-yard penalty. Second down.
Center Bryce Holland.
It's so tough for this Army offense to function without getting these penalties, because everything they've done in the past, right in the middle of your screen, he's the center there. Watch him come off. Right when he dives there, that's an easy call, and that's the new rule. He cannot come from the side and dive low, below the knees, and make that block. It really came about because of what happened to Ed Oliver.
Yeah.
We had him last week in Houston, and what teams did to him, not just Ed Oliver, but that was a big part of it.
It was. Second and long here, Andy Davidson.
Langdon at quarterback.
Luke Langdon in the game at quarterback. Hedrick Bradley on the stop there on Davidson. Hard to believe he's a senior.
I thought it was interesting. I heard Jeff Monken talking about that new rule this week, and he said in one of his press conferences that we do it all the time in practice. You know, they did this rule to make it safer, but we practice and we cut our own players, our own first-team defense, and we don't have injuries because we know how to effectively defend ourselves, put our hands on the block. You know, so he doesn't like that rule, and it hurts this offense.
Said they were a little gun-shy because of it, because that's all they've ever done. There's another flag on the field. This one out to about the 27 or 28, but there's a penalty down. And that's going to be the 5th penalty on Army, already 4 for 60 yards.
And that was Luke Langdon in that quarterback on
last
that
two
play.
plays.
Holding, offense number 73. Penalty will be declined. 4th down.
Jackson Deaton there, the guilty party, the 6'4" junior out of Frisco, Texas.
Army's offense hurt themselves on that drive. Couple of penalties backed him up. Bryce Holland, I talked about how he had to have a big game for this team, and this offense playing really well so far until that play. You know, it's just a change in mindset for those offensive linemen, especially a guy like Holland who's had so many starts, 28 starts. He's done everything a certain way for his entire career, and now he has to change that. It's difficult to do.
Yep, 2 punts so far on the day. Schrag boots it away. Stubbs gonna let this one go. Smart move.
Well, Stubbs should have came up and made the fair catch. It would have saved about 15 yards of field position. It wasn't a good punt from Schrag.
So Liberty shut out so far here early on in the second quarter. Have the football when we return, trailing 14-0. Let's take a look at this week's Where Are They Now, brought to you by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. Talking about Darrell A. Williams, who played as a defensive lineman here at Army from 80 to 82. Played for head coach Ed Kavanaugh. Darrell A. Williams is now a lieutenant general who is also the 60th superintendent here of the United States Military Academy. He's on the field now with Tina.
Thank you, Ben. And yes, I am joined by the new superintendent, Lieutenant General Darrell Williams. First, congratulations, Lieutenant General. I've been watching you this first half. You've been really enjoying this game from the sidelines. What kind of memories does it bring back to when you played?
Thanks very much, Tina. It makes great moves. You can feel the energy in the stadium today. The score is great, and hopefully we continue today.
Now, this was an historic appointment of you as superintendent. What does that mean to you?
Well, I'm just glad to be here as the 60th superintendent. All of our leaders here at the United States Military Academy are leaders of character, as are the cadets, and I'm glad to be a small part of that.
You have served in the U.S. Army and a decorated officer all around the world. What do you bring from those experiences now to West Point?
What I brought is the Army readiness and our grit and our determination. That's what we try to cultivate here at the United States Military Academy. The Army needs us to be ready anytime.
Lieutenant General, thank you so much, and congratulations.
Thanks, Tina.
Ben?
Thanks so much, Tina. Thanks to Lieutenant General and Superintendent Williams. So a run there by Kevin Shaw. Jacob Covington backs him way up, Jay. Loss of 12 on their first play of the series.
Yeah, not what you wanted from Liberty on offense. You get a stop defensively, want to come out and move the ball, have to get something going. You get a huge loss on first down.
Shot Calvert out of the shotgun here. What's he going to do? And keep it on the ground. Big hole, big opening is Christensen on the back there of Pickett, but a huge pickup there. It gets him back into a much more manageable third down here, although it's going to be 10, a lot better than 20, a gain of 12.
Surprisingly, Liberty has had success running the ball, has struggled throwing the ball so far. You expect here on 3rd and 10 that they're going to have to throw the ball, and I'd look for Gandy Golden, although Elijah Riley's done an excellent job so far on Golden. He's up top at the top of your screen. You see him press coverage. He keeps jamming Gandy Golden, not allowing him to get off the line. Now he's dropping. No safety help there for Riley. Jay Bateman trusting him.
Calvert audibilizing the play. ready for it, fires, catch made, first down. They get it into the hands of King, and King still on his feet. And a nice job after the catch there by Damian King. Nautigal finished him off, but a first down Liberty, Jay.
King has been successful so far. Watch him catch this ball. I thought twice when he came back he might get tackled behind the first down. Luckily, he was able to get back and get the first down. That's a huge conversion. After the big loss on first down, to be able to pick up 10 and 12 and get a first down.
Gain of 14 on the pitch and catch. Florida native to Florida native. And this is Kentori Matthews going absolutely nowhere. Good job by the front of Army. Raymond right in there. Got some help from Brinson as well.
Brinson having a big game finally. Army has struggled to find, he'll have flashes where he plays unbelievable, like Air Force last year, where he was the clearly dominant player on the field. And then a game like Duke where he doesn't have a tackle, doesn't really do anything, and disappears.
Yeah. We need more from him. Buckshot firing one out there.
Pass interference.
Yep, on Riley as he was on Antonio Gandy Golden there. So Gandy Golden wins that battle, does the 6'4", 220-pound junior.
Defense number 23. Penalties 15 yards, first down.
Riley has been very physical with Gandy Golden, getting up on the line, getting good shots right there, which is great, but you can't grab him halfway down the route. That's an easy call for that official.
Yep. There's Gandy Golden. Last week, 6 catches, 3 of them were touchdowns. The 96 career receptions coming in. Army 5 penalties for 70 yards already. Here's Matthews on the ground as he broke through a tackle there. The first attempt by Gibby Gibson. Tripped him up.
When you go 4 wide and you force Army to go too deep with safeties because you're starting to make plays like Jay Bateman did there, it opens it up for the run game.
Buckshot fires onto the reach of Shaw there. He was defended there by Bordeaux.
3rd and 4 at the 42. This is 2-down territory right here. I don't think you punt the ball even if you don't get it, as long as you don't take a sack.
Liberty 1 of 4 on 3rd down. Big one here. They need 4.
Look for Stubbs in the slot. Number 5 right there. I like him to get a ball within a quick slant.
Blitz coming. Calvert running. Trying to get away. Flings it out there. And the catch. No. Gandy Golden, but there's a flag as Riley was on him. And Antonio Gandy Golden. To wait and see what the officials say. What do you think, Jay?
Flags on both sides of the field. There's one on this near side, and then the far side, we got a legal man downfield.
On Liberty.
I would take this if I were Jeff Monken. I think if you decline it and make it 4th down, Liberty's going to go for it.
Wording yet. Flanagan's coming over to talk to Monken. Turner Gill in the middle, and we'll hear from Jeff Flanagan here.
An eligible receiver, offense, number 68. That penalty would be declined. It's 4th down.
It's Tristan Schultz, their right tackle.
It was interesting. I watched Jeff Monken. He was watching the sideline for Liberty. They brought their punt unit on, and he declined that penalty. I don't think you should punt right here. I think you should be going for it. Be aggressive. Don't give Army that ball back.
Especially on the road.
And then you get a terrible punt. You got your backup punter.
Yep, hurt.
He's not used to punting,
and
now he shanks a punt, and you certainly should have gone for it.
Yeah, and they're still marching up the sideline. This ball's going to be spotted out at the 27-yard line. Great point by you, Jay. 7:55 to go in the first half. Army on top 14-0. Just a 15-yard punt. We're back after this. Prep school, he was their long snapper. He was their punter. He did kick return. Here's a toss to Cooper. He's looked good today. Some more reps. Good chunk there for him. Just stopped by Elijah Benton, the safety. So Cooper in the first half, a good half for him.
It's a good run by Cooper. Watch these blocks right here, sealing that edge and allowing him to get to the line of scrimmage untouched. Getting to the second level. That's how big plays happen for this Army offense. You get Cooper the ball on the outside. It's not touched until he's 5 yards, 6 yards downfield.
Pickup of 9, 8 carries, 67 yards in the ball game. To this point for Fred Cooper, who goes in motion. They fake the toss to him. Now Hopkins. Oh, he's wide Christian Hayes. And Hopkins delivers a strike, a 44-yard pass, and Army's up 23-0.
Hadn't completed a pass. You see him right here on the edge. Just runs straight down the middle of the field. And Liberty loses sight, focused on the triple option. Brent Davis dials up, play action, perfect time. Excellent execution by Hopkins. Doesn't overthrow his receiver, he's wide open. We've talked about that last year, underthrowing your receiver, making sure he catches it. And for Army, a perfect way to start. For Liberty, a heartbreaker. You go in at halftime, you try to fix it. Army comes out, goes right down the field, scores.
For Christian Hayes, as Salyers comes on and tacks on the point after. For Christian Hayes, his first career touchdown, Feely.
Calvin Hopkins going up top, throwing the ball. Brent Davis and Calvin Hopkins fired up.
Army on top early in the third, 24-0.
Hey, while you was flex, what was you saying?
Christian Hayes, touchdown grab, 24-0. Took a minute, 23 plays, 75 yards, Jay.
Christian Hayes lines up on the right. You see him right here, and he's going to run just a go right down the middle. Seneca Espinoza, number 6, gets caught looking in the backfield, and he loses sight of Hayes. He runs right by him. Good throw by Hopkins. And one of the things when you switch your defense to get ready for this triple option, Seneca Espinoza was playing spur. Isaac Steele is the normal free safety for Liberty. They move things around. You get confusion in that secondary. And really, that's what this offense is based on. It's not the number of times you throw the ball. It's pass efficiency, hitting plays when they're open, and that's
proud. He was a big part of that wide receiver group last year. Physical guy, didn't get to catch many passes, but he owned that position in terms of blocking and helping the run game. CBS Sports Network in the studio bright and early tomorrow morning at 8 Eastern. Our Tops crew gets you ready for week 1 of the NFL. Don't miss the unmatched analysis and bold predictions from our football experts on that other pregame show right here on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Coach has told us yesterday he's got the most personality of a Jackham of any of the wide receivers on the team, and big play there for him. Very efficient drive. So buckshot Calvert back on the big hole for Kentori Matthews. Matthews making a mad dash into Army territory, and a huge run for Kentori Matthews all the way down inside of the 30, Jay.
Excellent job right here on this offensive line, just opening up a big hole. Got to come in and make the play. If you're James Nautical, unable to do that. McClinton saved the touchdown coming from behind.
Clinton did, and Jones helped out. Calvert, man, wide open. Buckshot fires in there. King, touchdown! Didn't take them long. Quick strike drive, 2 plays and in. And Buckshot firing on all cylinders there. A 50-yard run, and then the 28-yard touchdown pass to cap it off.
Talk about a much-needed shot in the arm for this offense. Buckshot connecting with his receiver. Tina talked about mom, make one miss. That's exactly what they did there. Damian King asserting himself, getting back in this game after not playing in their game last week against Old Dominion, and they quickly get on the board.
Yeah, they did quickly, 28 seconds quickly. So Buckshot, Calvert, not even 2 minutes in, 2 touchdowns already in the third. Liberty's on the board. It's 24-7. Buckshot Calvert on the left, Damian King on the right. They hooked up for a 28-yard touchdown pass before we went to break. Getting Liberty on the scoreboard here early in the third quarter, Jay.
Damian King lines up right here. Nothing special. He just runs a little slant route. But right here, you got McClinton and you got Sharp. Miscommunication. McClinton thinks Sharp is coming over. Sharp doesn't come over quick enough. And then a nice move by King and gets in the end zone. Jay Bateman not happy at all.
5 plays.
We saw this last week with Houston.
I know. I said to you, 153 yards in 5 plays in 100, more than 100 seconds, a minute 48. Houston offense, quick strike. Both these offenses, quick strike here. As Pert puts a foot into it, Walker lets it go into the end zone. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 25. a minute 55 into the third quarter. Armed Forces football proudly sponsored today by USAA. So Buckshot Calvert 8 of 17 for 102. King 5 grabs for 80 and a touchdown for Liberty as Jeff Monken gets the offense set to come back on for the second possession of quarter 3, Jay.
Really, the story for Liberty will be, can this defense of Robert Wimberly, can they stop this offense? Because they haven't stopped in the entire game.
Yeah.
Army had 3 penalties on illegal blocks below the waist. That's the only thing that stopped this offense.
7 penalties for 100 yards in total. Most they've had since 2012. Nice job by Hopkins finding the seam. Wells just gave him a shove there, a little forearm, and knocked him right down to the turf. What a good pickup on first down from the quarterback, Hopkins.
Wells, a hybrid linebacker, defensive end, right in the middle of your screen, coming across. Good job pursuing that play from the backside by Wells.
Pickup of 8 there, and
Army quarterbacks don't slide. They run through.
they're tough. They are tough customers. So is this guy, Darnell Woolfolk, still churning those legs. Pick up there to get the first down out to the 38-yard line. For Cadets, 4,400 strong. Always great to see them here. Ralph Usins on the tackle, the product of Latvia for Liberty.
Army's still averaging over 6 yards a carry, 6.8. You expect Brent Davis, after hitting the play action, a big pass, to get back to his normal offense, effectively running the ball.
5 yards on that first down run by Woolfolk. Now Hopkins going nowhere. Good job on the pursuit there. Turned in by Aaron Pierre to take him down.
Here's the opportunity for this Liberty defense. You get a stop on first down. Now you have Army behind. You got to have the opportunity here to get a big play on third down. That starts here on second down, getting a stop, putting them in third and long. Don't allow them to get to 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, where they're comfortable.
So Hopkins comes out. Luke Langdon comes in the ball game. Saw him do this earlier in the first half on one series. And nothing doing there. David King in there leading the charge, big number 48.
Brent Davis told us that we might see Luke Langdon come in. I said, well, why would you do that? You want to just get him reps? You know, he said, yes, that's part of it. You want your backup to have reps, but at the same time, he runs this triple option effectively, makes really good decisions. I think there he should have kept that ball, not handed it to the fullback, and gotten out on the outside of that defense.
So slow to get up, getting some medical attention, Elijah Benton, redshirt junior safety out of Philadelphia. Checking that left ankle and foot.
He had an excellent game against Old Dominion. The coaches told us he was their player of the game.
Yeah.
Came as a walk-on, started on special teams, and earned his way onto that defense.
They had 8 tackles, tied a career high against Old Dominion. Did the redshirt junior out of Forest, Virginia, Turner Gill. Looking on, can his guys come up with a stop here on 3rd and 8. Army needs to make it to the 48-yard line.
Hopkins back in.
He is. Look at Calvin there. They're 3 of 7 on 3rd down. There's a little pitch, and Kalen Holt, using his speed, gets out there. And Kalen Holt is going to have the first down. They'll move the sticks. Good work out of Holt.
That's how Brent Davis creates misdirection on this offense. It's not really fancy, but what he does, normally the triple option is going to go to the right, so he goes to the weak side, a little counter coming back, and gets Holt outside to catch the defense going one way. You get outside the other way, it's a first down.
18 of them in the game for Army. 9-yard pickup there for Kalen Holt. Hopkins looking to throw again, but that one down low. The intended target there was Glenn Coates. Second down coming up.
A simple quick hitch there. Something Ahmad Bradshaw struggled to do. You can see, though, he didn't struggle to do much else. Over 3,000 yards, 1,746 yards last year. Ran the triple option so well. Because he could keep it and run it, defenses had to collapse, and then he could pitch it and get on the outside. That opened it up inside for the fullback. So effective running this, and you saw the results last year.
It's 1 of 5 through the air. He won't go to the air this time. Little toss to Kel Walker. Good job on the right side of that defense.
Peters made the
Usen's
stop.
out there leading the charge. Peters helping out as well for Liberty. Third down coming up.
When Brent Davis calls a pass on first down and it's a little quick hitch, he has to have confidence that his quarterback's going to complete that. If it's incomplete and you get 2nd and 10, now you get backed up, you have 3rd and long, and it all starts with the incomplete pass.
Yep. You get behind schedule, as you'd say. And now 3rd and 9. That is behind schedule for Army. See what they do here on this 3rd and long situation, needing the 41 to convert. Hopkins going to throw for the 6th time today, and that one off the turf as well. Intended for Jatiel Klein, so 4th and 9 upcoming. The punt group will come on.
Big stop for Liberty in that defense. Had to get a stop there, get the ball back. Army had it at the 50, 1st down. Now they get a stop, they get the ball back and try to score quickly again. 2 poor throws from Calvin Hopkins. Had opportunities both times to complete those balls and threw them both in the dirt.
So Connor on to punt. First one he booted, 34 yards. B.J. Farrow back in the neighborhood of his 15-yard line. And get away from it. And Army will down it at the 15 as Sharp's there to touch it. Never know what you're going to find in the Corps Cadets. All kinds of things going on in there. 24-7 Army on top here in the 3rd.
And they're going to kick a field goal to either win it or come up short.
Loring, 48-yarder on the way. No good! Army, for the 2nd year, has won it.
I mean, you couldn't have scripted that any better. It looked like a movie, didn't it?
Oh, with the snow, I know our chairman, Sean McManus, has a lot of power. If he could order that snow up every time, because it doesn't get any better than Army-Navy in the snow.
No question. And just 91 days to go in the countdown to America's game, the Army-Navy game presented by USAA on CBS Sports. Hard to believe it's only 3 months away. But that's what it is, 91 days, and Army will try and make it 3 in a row, and they'll try to repeat in the Commander-in-Chief Trophy race. And that last year, we did the Air Force game, a shutout out in Colorado Springs. We'll have that game for you here this year. Now Christensen bursting through there, getting Kentori Matthews for a loss. And here is the Commander-in-Chief Trophy schedule. It'll be Navy Air Force on October 6th. We'll have Air Force Army on November 3rd, and then of course Army Navy on December the 8th.
All 3 of those games so special.
This is Liberty's worst starting field position. They started at the 15-yard line is where they began, looking for King there. 3rd and 11 coming up.
That had the potential to be a really big play. A little bit behind by Buckshot, and then King unable to catch it. He should have made the catch, even though it was a hair behind. If he catches that, he may still be running.
Liberty just 1 of 6 on 3rd down here so far today. They need 11. They need the 25-yard line. Jones, quick little throw to the near side, and they're going to get the 1st down, I believe, as they find Matthews out of the backfield. They do. They spot him out at the 26.
Good blocking out front by Antonio Gandy Golden, number 11. Hasn't had the production on offense catching the ball, but you'll see him out front right here, getting a block. That allowed him to get the 1st down and move the chains.
12 on the play. King goes in motion. They give it to him, a little jet. They get a block on around Christensen. Got tripped up. Nice job by Riley coming up. The secondary to make that play, Elijah Riley. And as you mentioned, Jay, at halftime, what a job he's done on Gandy Golden, the big target. 1 catch for 3 yards in the 1st half.
It's been a spectacular job. Very physical on the line of scrimmage with no safety help over the top. Jay Bateman trusting him.
7 here for Buckshot Calvert. Changing things up at the line is Buckshot.
Well, I go to Gandy Golden here. You got Boudreau, who struggled down at the bottom right there at the bottom of the screen. Not Riley on him.
Looking the other way, though. And just throws one away. Let's get down to Tina, who's got some updates on the Army sidelines. Tina, what can you tell us down there?
Well, Ben, actually earlier when I spoke to Jeff Monken, I asked him what he thought about the way Elijah Riley was covering Gandy Golden, and he said he's doing a decent job. He said he was really disappointed with that 1 pass interference, but what he pointed out was, he said, Gandy Golden, that kid is a great football player. So that's a credit to both players in this situation, Ben.
Thanks, Tina. He's a great football player, and Riley a pretty good one too. Of course,
5'8", sorry Ben, 5'8" Boudreaux covering 6'4". Golden, you gotta go to him.
3rd and 7, they fire it out there. Catch made by King, and he's wrapped up by Sharp. But they've got another first down as they move the chains once again.
Jay Bateman told us that Riley, number 23, wasn't going to chase Gandy Golden all over the field. He's going to stay home. Most of the times they line up Golden to Liberty's sideline. So you've seen a switch here offensively, putting Golden on the bottom of the screen. He's matched up against Boudreaux. That's a matchup that Liberty needs to take advantage of.
Gain of 8, I stand corrected. That was Jabari Bordeaux on the last tackle. Now pressure coming. Calvert throws it away and just got rid of it as Brinson. Nice catch over there
pass out of bounds
by Peters. Out of bounds. 2nd down upcoming, and here's a look at Gandy Golden and his day so far today, Jay.
It's been a rough day. Riley getting up, getting hands on him early, continually. When they did have an opportunity, they went down the field. Riley broke it up, an excellent job. This was the pass interference that Jeff wasn't happy about, but for the most part, you got to be really thrilled with the job Elijah Riley's done.
Without question, pump fake. Calvert wants to take a shot downfield. Does. Andy Golden, the intended target. That time, Bordeaux was on him. So 3rd and 10 coming up.
They went with a double move again. You're going to see Golden stop, try to get Boudreaux to bite. He doesn't. Now, if that ball is there, I think Golden goes up and makes that play. If you're Buckshot, you can't overthrow it there. You have to allow your receiver, who has 6 inches, 7 inches on Boudreaux, to go up and make that play.
Led the Big South Conference last year with 1,066 yards and 69 receptions. Had 10 touchdowns to lead as well. 3rd and 10. Calvert fires, goes back to him, and he's got it.
Calvert's pass complete to Gandy Gordon.
And he makes the catch, and another first down as Buckshot's in rhythm here.
Well, they finally figure out that they got a matchup that they should be taking advantage of. They went to it the last 2 times. That's a great ball. A little back shoulder fade outside where your receiver, who's got literally 8 inches height on Boudreaux. And I don't think that Jay Bateman can continue this. He's got to get Riley back over there on Gandy Golden.
Gain of 21 on the pass play, that last pitch and catch there. And on the ground, it's Peyton Pickett with it wrapped up in there by Nautigal and dropped. A good pickup on first down. 2nd and manageable for Liberty.
Last week against Old Dominion, 5 consecutive drives, they scored touchdowns, 24 fourth-quarter points. If you're Army, you can't allow this offense to get rolling.
Yep, getting into a rhythm here in the second half here thus far. Buckshot fires too high. And he was looking there to Stubbs. Jalen McClinton on the coverage.
We saw it last week with Houston, similar offense, running this spread, hurry up, up-tempo offense that wears defenses down when you're out there. Houston took advantage of Rice. It was a tight game through 3 quarters, then Houston put it on him in the 4th quarter. That's what Liberty did last week to Old Dominion.
Saw Jay Bateman there on the sideline. Big play for his defense. Liberty 3 of 3 against Army's D on 3rd down on this drive. They get it away into the hands of Matthews. Coming up was Nautigal. And James Nautigal made the hit, but not in time. They get another first down, 4 for 4 on 3rd on the drive.
I like the play design. Run Golden out and get a little screen out there.
Gain of 9. Buckshot stands in, fires a bullet, and it's caught. There's a flag on the play. It's Farrell. They say touchdown. What a dart he delivered there.
That certainly was. Just roped it in there. Farrell goes up, even though he's getting interfered with, makes the play, gets the touchdown.
Pass interference, defense number 23. The penalty will be declined. The play results in a touchdown.
So that's on Riley. And B.J. Farrell, what a ball by Buckshot.
This is the offense I expected the entire game. Taking advantage of that Army secondary, understanding where your weapons are outside at receiver, knowing you have matchup problems, and taking advantage of those. Look at Farrell go up, the ball's in there, he makes the excellent catch. And they're back in this game.
They clearly are back in this game. 16th career receiving touchdown as Aaron Kurtz on to knock trickle one through there, but it's a 10-point lead for Army. Liberty's come alive in the second half.
They got weapons outside. They're finally using them. Can Army stop them? We'll find out.
5.5 to go in the third quarter. Army was up 24-0, now 24-14. Let's take a look at Buckshot Jones firing a bullet on the last touchdown to B.J. Farrell, Jay.
Here's B.J. Farrell up top. He's just going to run a little go route. It's pretty good coverage by Riley, but watch down here at the bottom. It's a quarterback blitz. Jay Bateman is trusting his quarterback to get there. Boudreaux has to go, and he kind of stops, and that gives time for Buckshot to get that ball off. When you call a quarterback blitz as a defensive coordinator, you're rolling your safety over. That corner's got to go, come flying with his hair on fire, and make that play or force a bad throw. Boudreaux didn't go. Buckshot was able to get off and threw a bullet, and then Farrell made an excellent catch.
Indeed, he did. Here's Pert to boot it away with a left foot. Fair catch called for. Drifting back there inside of the 5 by number 5, Kel Walker.
Fair catch.
Army will begin from the 25. Next Saturday, noon Eastern.
The ball will be placed in the 25-yard line.
These Army Black Knights right back here on the turf at Mikey Stadium on CBS Sports Network. They'll battle the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors, led by quarterback Cole McDonald. Only on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. They were 3-9 last year, Jay. They're 2-0 out of the gate, and look at the numbers they're putting up.
They are putting up some points. It's tough to go all the way over there like Navy did.
Yeah.
They lit up Colorado State in their first game on our network, and that's why this game is so important for Army right here. Have to win this game.
No question about it. As they go down to Darnell Woolfolk on the carry. He was stopped there by Jawan Wells. Let's check in with Tina down at field level.
Yeah, on the Liberty sideline, day and night compared to the first quarter when I was back here to after that second touchdown. After they came back, Buckshot was yelling to the whole offense, guys, this is what we live for. This is what we live for. And really interesting, wide receivers assistant coach Kyle Dearman going up to Farrell saying, see why I put you on the left side? Then.
Thank you, Tina. Big run here, the Wexford Sledgehammer. And it's Connor Slumka, the product of Wexford, PA, first down Army.
Now it's on this offensive line and the running attack of Army with their fullbacks to reassert themselves and take control of this game. Great job on that right side of that line. Reeder and J.B. Hunter, the right tackle, opening up a hole.
16-yard pickup for Slumka on the run. From the 46. They got again, but they'll get about 3, maybe 4 on the run by Slumka. I believe that's him in the mosh pit of bodies down there as they unfurl. Indeed it is. Deep, deep stable of fullbacks on this Army team, all with experience, and he's one of them.
4 fullbacks. Last year, Davidson, Woolfolk, Slumka and Holt had 1,872 yards, 24 touchdowns. I mean, the year before they did it as well, over 1,500 yards, 21 touchdowns. They get production from that position like nobody else in the country.
You're not kidding. And Solomon Ajayi was the Liberty player that was down, now up, hobbling, favoring that left ankle. You talked about him at the outset of our show at noon, how critical and important you thought he'd be today.
They moved him from the will position to the Mike position to try to combat that triple option attack, specifically the fullback, take advantage of his ability to go sideline to sideline. That would be a huge loss.
Certainly would. Taylor Gill, 7th year as their head coach. Nebraska great back in his day with Rozier and Fryer and all the great players they had back in the early 80s. Hopkins didn't have the ball, fooled everybody there. I knew it was handed off there, though, to Darnell Woolfolk, and it was Jawan Wells that slowed him up.
He's having a huge game, 11 tackles for Wells. They lost to Jai. He's second on the team with 7 tackles, but you can see coming across, making the play, just stout defense. Got to get a stop here on 3rd down. You figure Army's in 2-down territory if they don't lose any yardage.
You would think, yes. They're 4 of 9 on 3rd down to this point.
Normally with a 10-point lead, you wouldn't say that, but that's how Army has played the last 2 years.
It really is. Woolfolk's got it. Nowhere to go. This Liberty defense standing up once again. Remington Green in there, helping out on the charge. So too was Tolan Avery. So 4th down.
Jeff Monk is going to punt, 4th and 4. If they got a yard or two, they probably go for it. Because Liberty's defense did an excellent job getting penetration and getting a stop for no yardage. Army has to punt, and you're going to give it back to that offense. It's firing up right now for Liberty.
Potter back on to punt. 34.5 per punt, put 2 inside the 20. This one right around the 20 where Farrow made the fair catch there with 2:44 to go. Time now to check in with our Chick-fil-A fan cam to see how the fans are reacting here today at Michie Stadium. Young and old. The Mules just chilling.
We've seen him do more than chill.
We have, unfortunately, yes. Was that 3 years ago? I think that was 3 years ago. Liberty, they're red hot here in this 3rd quarter. Pair of touchdowns out of them. Buckshot Calvert Company go back to work. He's coming out firing. Fires another bullet in there into the hands of Damian King. Regan on the stop, but it's a 1st down Liberty.
This 2nd half, they've gone to 4 wide almost exclusively, getting their playmakers out on the field, taking advantage of Army, going up over the top and then hitting the slots.
Gain of 18 on that play. Buckshot firing again. Farrow, did he make the grab?
Calvert's pass complete
Got
to
it
Farrow.
down, got the foot down. Beautiful catch by B.J. Farrow.
Excellent catch. Watch this throw. He just throws a dart in there. Little toe tap on the sidelines. Did he keep him in? Sure looks like it.
That's
There's
good on
the catch.
Sunday. Right?
Absolutely.
Beautiful catch. 100th career reception. Calvert, that one low and behind Farrow as Mike Reynolds was on the coverage there for Army. 2nd down coming up.
Buckshot ripped that one in there. He should have put some touch on it. If he throws it and leads his receiver, that's probably going to be a touchdown. He was behind Reynolds. If he gets a little touch on that, instead he tried to rip it in there and it was incomplete.
So he needed a little more powder on that throw.
You know, it's interesting. They told us the intermediate throws is not his strength. He's really good with the short ones, excellent on the deep ball.
Yes. Saw that on the touchdown. And we get a stoppage here. Flag down.
False start. Offense number 7. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
That's on Damian King. Let's get down to Tina for an injury update on the Liberty sideline.
Well, Solomon Ajayi, when he first got back to the trainer's table, he was punching it. He was frustrated. He was holding his head. They did an elaborate retape on his left ankle. He tested it out. He grabbed his helmet. It looks really relieved walking around the sideline right now, Ben.
All right. Thanks for the update. Good news for Liberty. Pump fake Calvert. Here he goes. Buckshot firing one out there. Got him, man. He overthrew King by about a yard. Too much under that. He's tapping himself saying that one's on me.
100%. They run a double move right here in the slot, and he just runs a double move, and he gets the safety to bite, and it's a wide open, easy touchdown.
Yep.
But he overthrows it, and we said that with Army, when Hopkins hit it, don't overthrow it there. Even if you underthrow, your receiver comes back a little, he's going to make that catch.
Oh.
Big miss by Buckshot.
So now 3rd and 15. They were 4 of 4 on their last drive on 3rd down. Here's Matthews. Won't get it. Good job tracking him down from behind. Right there by Adrees Patterson. 4th down. What do you think they do here, Jay?
I question that play call. I mean, you're having success going down the field. You just missed one. Now you're going to punt the ball. You run it, and now you're going to punt the ball. I don't get that. Be aggressive. You know, if you run and get 6 yards, you're still punting the ball. You're not in field goal range.
Yep. Now let's remember, it was in this vicinity in the 1st half that Aaron Pert, who's filling in because their punter was given a targeting penalty, a 15-yard punt. You can relate to that, right? Not the 15-yard punt, but stepping in.
I've been there. Had to step in with the Jets and punt in the playoffs.
This punt, if he lands this, oh my goodness, that was close.
It was a good punt by Pert. He wasn't able to get his guys down there and get the stop. Army will take over at the 20, but it's a poor job by the gunner there, getting pulled away by the returner. You got to find the ball. Don't follow the returner. He knows he hit a good ball.
Come on, boys, get it.
Yeah. But I go back to the third down call.
Yeah, I do too.
It's
I'm with
third
you.
and 15. You run the ball, and now you punt. Like, be aggressive there. Your offense has been clicking in the second half. You've had Army on their heels, and you let them off the hook.
Well, Liberty's bowed up here defensively in the second half. Here's Hopkins, breaks through Calvin Hopkins. What a run. Nice job. Peter saved a touchdown there. But Calvin Hopkins with a huge chunk of real estate on first down. Calvin
Hopkins chantering his inner Ahmad Bradshaw there, fakes the pitch, gets it, running through arm tackles. We've seen that a lot. Ahmad Bradshaw's down on the sideline. I got word that he's down there watching. I'm sure he was proud right there of his protege.
Yep. 18-yard pickup for said protege. Half a minute remaining in this third quarter. See Army score a touchdown. Liberty with 2. This is Kel Walker. Great speed, forced out of bounds there by Jawan Wells.
Pushed out by Wells.
For a big boy, he moves well.
That was a really good job by Kel Walker. That ball was supposed to go up into the middle. It wasn't there. He puts his foot in the ground and then just goes out the backside and creates something out of nothing, gets 7 yards when it should have been stopped for no gain.
Yep. Time winding down. Army appears more than content to just let that wind down, and Jeff Monken created that culture of fourth quarter warriors. There's the sign for it. We're heading to the fourth. Army trying to win their home opener. They're on top by 10. You're watching college football on CBS Sports Network. Moving pictures from the game so far. Appreciate our tape room putting all that together for us. Our score by quarter as we head to the fourth. Army a 14-0 lead after one, 17-0 at the half. Buckshot Calvert 2 touchdowns. They've trimmed it down to a 10-point game here as we begin the fourth, Jay.
2 times Liberty's had it in Army territory. Had an opportunity to be aggressive on third down. Didn't do it. Punted both times, shanked the punt once, hit it in the end zone the other time. Now Army here moving the ball. You can't give this offensive Army opportunities to grind out a game and take possessions away from you.
153 yards in the third on the offensive side for Army. Here they go again. They give it off to Woolfolk, and Woolfolk is going to have the first down to midfield. 204 in the quarter for Buckshot Calvert and company. Tackle was made by Jesse Lemonnier.
This offensive line for Army, everyone except for the center, Bryce Holland, is new starting this year.
Yeah.
They're trying to understand what Brent Davis wants them to do, how to be effective, not get penalties with the new blocking below the waist rule. It's a work in progress.
Toss near side, Artis Hobbs. Not much, about 1.5 yards. They did a good job of stringing that play out. Really good job. Aaron Pierre in there on the tackle there, number 32 for Liberty. It's a yard gain.
Better job defensively the last few series for Liberty.
Yeah. Walker always a threat to take one the distance, a real home run hitter. There's Solomon Ajayi back in the game, as Tina told us. Wrap that ankle up. Just put some tape on it, right?
He's got 8 tackles. He's not going to be out there. He wants to be out there playing, not on the sideline.
Here is Hopkins. Walker trying to get free. Knifes his way through there. Good effort by Kel Walker. He leaned forward and got him close. They're going to need about 2 here coming up on third, Jay.
Number 13, Isaac Steele for Liberty, had an opportunity to make this play. You'll see him late come into the screen, and he's got an opportunity on Kel Walker to make this play right here.
Yep.
And he whiffs on that ball, on the ball carrier, and Army gets a big gain, and now they have the sticks in their favor. If he makes that, it's 3rd and long. Liberty has the advantage.
4 of 10 on third down. They need 2 here. They need the 40. Slumka, the lone back directly behind. He gets it. Slumka's got it. Breaks through there across the 35-yard line. First down, Army. The march continues. Solomon Ajayi with the tackle there. 13 minutes remaining here in this fourth quarter. 7-yard pickup for Slumka. Today's first down line being brought to you by Navy Federal Credit Union. It's about the only time they're fine with Navy being said here.
That's right.
They turn the hand off to Slumka. Slumka's got a lot of room. Slumka, big run, another chunk down to the 12-yard line. Bajor Wilson saved a touchdown. A huge run, 22.
Watch the hole right here that they create. An excellent job, a good move to get outside.
Back to it. Slumka, feed the beast, why not? Hot hand, you keep him going, right?
Big tackle there by Wilson to save the touchdown.
Indeed it was.
Give Liberty an opportunity to try and get a stop. You're down 10. You can't afford to go down another touchdown.
Army approaching 400 on the ground.
Give me a false start.
Yep, Slumka 6 for 53 on the ground. We'll hear from Jeff Flanagan, as Jay mentioned, false start upcoming.
This was on Slumka.
Before the snap, timeout. Liberty. First charge, timeout.
Interesting.
That is interesting.
The timeout will be 30 seconds.
First penalty of the half on Army after 7 for a hundo in the first half.
They called a timeout right before the penalty. Slumka moved early, but Army got bailed out by the timeout.
Good point. Talk things over down on the sideline. While they do that, we'll remind you, coming up next, college football continues as these Black Knights rival the Navy Midshipmen. Take on Memphis, and at 7:30 Eastern, a rumble in the Rockies. Arkansas takes on Colorado State, only on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Navy facing a Memphis team last year, about 750, or last week, 752 yards against Mercer. They just scored 66. Their basketball team would be happy with that. Don Sadak, Randy Cross, and Sheehan Birch on the call of that one. The soup, Darrell A. Williams getting ready to fire off the t-shirt gun. 2nd and 9. Army inside the red zone. Good job getting it off the hole. Kalen Holt puts his head down. Takes on Wilson. Kalen Holt, just a tough customer. Wilson the stop, but there's a flag back at the 16-yard line.
Targeting defense, number 44. That play is under review.
So Austin Lewis, the one Jeff Flanagan referring to, 8-yard pickup by Holt. They've already lost one player, their punter, in the first half for targeting. Jay, what do you think on this one?
Let's take a look right here. He puts the crown of his head into the chest area of Hopkins. Watch here on Hopkins. There's the crown of his head going directly into the chest area.
Jeff Flanagan on the headset upstairs. The replay official today is Tom DeJoseph. That's the end of the run by Kalen Holt.
The whole idea of calling this, Lewis can go in there and make the tackle without taking the crown of his head and putting it in his chest. Right. If he puts his head to the side, he makes the same play without the inherent risk of injury. That's why they want those type of plays to be out of the game.
The definition of targeting, 15-yard penalty. Looking on there and hoping he's able to stay in is Austin Lewis.
So it wasn't to the head of the neck area of Hopkins, but he did lead with his head and deliver the blow. I think it's going to be
after review.
Target.
It is confirmed. Personal foul with targeting number 44 of the defense. Number 44 is ejected from the game. The penalty would be half the distance to the goal. First down.
The second Liberty player ejected for targeting, so Lewis can't play until the second half of their third game.
Lewis is a freshman. They moved into the buck position when they switched defenses this week to the 3-4 defense to have an extra linebacker, so now they lose one of their playmakers, a big guy, 6'6", 230.
As I mentioned, he cannot play until the second half next game they play. Hopkins turns, hands off, and leading, and touchdown! Army caps the march with a touchdown run, the second of the day for their captain Darnell Woolfolk, and Army leads it 30-14.
Power football, give it to your fullback. Woolfolk's only 5'9", powering in there. Look and see That knee was down before he got across.
No.
He was turning.
I don't think it was. There's a look from the backside. The right leg.
There's the knee down. They haven't stopped play to look at it.
They didn't, so. Come back on live, and the point after was good. 31-14, Jay.
Kind of surprised they didn't stop and look at that. Nonetheless, Army gets the big touchdown, and they got a big lead, 31-14.
31-14 Army. Early on in the fourth quarter, as Darnell Woolfolk took his second touchdown into the day. 10 plays, 80 yards, took 416. And a 2-yard touchdown for Woolfolk. He's 17 for 98 on the ground. And his 25th career rushing touchdown. Big play was a 22-yard run by Connor Slumka.
That 80-yard drive is why I said Liberty should have been aggressive on third down. It's 3rd and 15. They run the ball, and then they punt it. You're in Army territory. If you're going to run it, fine. But if you've made up your mind that we're going to go for it on 4th down, don't run it, get 4 or 5 yards, and then come out and punt it. Give this ball back to this Army offense. You got to be more aggressive to win the game.
Agreed, 100%. The catch called for. Hickson back there. Haven't seen him
signal given.
a whole lot at the running back spot.
The ball be placed at the 25-yard line.
Pretty much on the kick return team. So they've got it 1st and 10 with 11:47 to go in the game. Shot Calvert in there. He'll come out ready to lead this offense.
There's enough time. You got 11:47 left.
Yep.
You have 2 timeouts. You have a quick strike offense. There's enough time. Go 4 wide, up tempo, press it, be aggressive. Test the secondary, especially those slot receivers have had success so far against Army secondary.
Calvert 15 out of 31, 219 and 2 touchdowns to this point. Plenty of time, floats it out there, and it's intercepted. Intercepted. Diving to make the play was Jalen McClinton. Fumble recovery earlier in the game, and he gets buckshot Calvert there, intercepting it. Army football.
Buckshot was looking for King in the slot, number 7, who's got 7 catches on the day. His first mistake he's made, just overthrows him. Excellent job coming across, and McClinton getting the interception. Got his hands underneath it. That's a clean catch and a big play for that Jay Bateman defense.
3rd career interception for McClinton. Had 1 in 2016. No return yards on that one like that one. Last year had 1 pick, a 27-yard return. And he's gotten Liberty for both the turnovers today. So short field here, Jay, for Army. Hopkins looking to throw. Down the middle. Cal Walker's got it. That tricky Brent Davis. I love it. 1st down, Black Knights. Tackle made by Isaac Steele.
A lot of offenses, you think after a sudden change in a turnover, you'd be aggressive. You don't necessarily think that with Army, but Brent Davis dials it up, says we're going to go for it. That's the different dimension that Calvin Hopkins gives this offense. The ability to drop back and throw passes. It's a nice completion.
And a 17 on the play there. Now back to the ground. Slumka wrestled down there. That is not easy to do. He was wrestled down to the ground there by Chappelle Morris.
Critical to get a stop here for Liberty. Can't allow Army to get points. You don't want them to get any closer. They're on the verge of field goal range right now. Probably need about 5 more yards.
Slumka 7 for 55 on the day. 2 on that last run. 2nd and 8 upcoming. Slumka 6 foot 240, was sent to go play college lacrosse at Ohio State for Nick Myers, but opted to take this route. Here's Fred Cooper trying to use that speed. Got blocks out there. Cooper gets through there. Good run by Cooper. Takes it inside of the 20 to the 18. They're in the red zone. Morris the tackle for Liberty.
Cooper's looked good today. He sat out last week with turf toe, but he looks healthy and running hard. And Brent Davis and Jeff Munkin will be very pleased to see that, because they think he has as much ability as any back that they've had in that position.
Special guy. Loads of potential. Inside of 10 minutes to go now in the ball game. Cooper gained a 15 on the last run, 9 carries for 82 yards. Thus far for number 1, who's got it and took a shot. Loss of a couple on the play. Got to him quickly. Remington Green in there, among others, to slow him up. Second down upcoming for Army. Leading by 17. First live look at Hopkins. What have you thought of him so far today?
He missed a couple of throws that he could have made early. It was a nice throw there. Decision making has been very good.
Yep.
They haven't put the ball on the ground, which is huge for this offense. So, and that's almost all on the quarterback. First, you got to get the ball from the center, the quarterback center exchange, and then the mesh with the fullback, and then make the decisions there.
Yeah, so many mesh points. Good block on the outside by Cooper. And Schufert there leading the way as well for Artis Hobbs.
That's what Ahmad Bradshaw developed and became so good at doing, was getting the ball, making a quick decision with the fullback, getting it outside, either pitching it or keeping it, his ability to run the ball. That's why the last 2 years they have been such a good team and offensively been the best team running the ball in the country.
Yeah. Gain of 6 as Buckshot Calvert looks on. Liberty quarterback. This team to 2 scoring drives here in this second half, but right now Army in the red zone. Slumka's back in there. Connor Slumka plowing his way inside of the 10.
Very close to a first down.
Very close to it. They may measure this.
Either way, if it's 4th down, Army's going to go for it.
Jeff Monken. The home opener he's lost was to Fordham in his first year.
We did that game. Yeah, it was Chase Edmonds' coming out party.
It was.
He's had a great training camp for the Arizona Cardinals. Really the surprise of camp for them.
That much short.
So you might think with a 17-point lead that you'd kick a field goal. Analytics tell Jeff Monken to be aggressive, to go for it here.
Yep.
Even if you don't get it, you have the offense backed up at the 7-8 yard line, which is why the analytics favors going for it. They made this decision last year to trust their analytics. It paid off for them tremendously. They were 19 of 30 last year, 4 of 4 last week on 4th down against Duke.
And that 19 of 30 tied for first in the country, around 63, 64%. 4th and inches. Kalen Holtz behind Calvin Hopkins. They don't need much. They're 1 of 1 today. Hopkins, there it is. Easily got it. He got about 3. First down, Army.
At the beginning of the game, I highlighted Bryce Holland. I said he'd have to have a better game today. He's certainly done that. Get behind Bryce Holland in the center and just let your quarterback dive right there and get the first down on 4th down. That clock rolling and keep your offense moving.
Yep, sorry, Jay. 1st and goal as Jesse Lemonnier down on the field. 8:06 to play in the game. We'll take a timeout with Army driving and on top by 17. Slumka, hand in the ground behind Hopkins. Slumka's got it. He takes his way in. Powers his way in. Army strong for another touchdown for the Black Knights, as they extend the lead now to 37-14 with 7 and change to play in the game. Here at Mikey.
Right side of this offensive line has really asserted themselves today. Good physical running there. J.D. Hunter, right tackle, he's had a really good game.
Career rushing touchdown for Connor Slumka. Sawyers is true and knocks it through, and it's 38-14. A little old school Metallica to take us out.
I know you like that, but Clinton liked it when he got that pick.
He did. For whom the bell tolls, and it tolls for thee. For Army on top big, 38-14.
College football on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Mercedes-Benz. The best or nothing. By MCOR. Build, power, service, protect. And by American Greetings at your exchange.
All right, so the man in the middle there, that's the new superintendent, Darrell A. Williams. Welcome back to West Point, Soup.
I love it.
The live shot of him. Army today, Jay, 76 plays, 5 yards shy of the 500-yard mark, and I know you love the bottom, and so do they, stat more than any of it.
0 turnovers. The key to this offense. It's not sexy, but it's effective.
It works, and it works better than any run game in the country, in my opinion, when it's executed well. Salyers to put it away after a 9-play, 51-yard drive that took 4:28. Fair catch will be signaled, goes into the end zone anyway. It was 7:13 to play, and here's the guys that have all chipped in running the ball, Jay.
You can see 3 of them are fullbacks. Woolfolk, Holt, Slumka. Good job. Calvin Hopkins, I'm impressed with the game he's had today. 2 nice completions. Brent Davis will be happy with those. The touchdown, that's key. It doesn't matter how many times you do it. It's the pass efficiency, hitting plays when they're there. That's what keeps defenses honest, and Fred Cooper's had a good game as well, and that bodes well for the future.
Number of Doc Blanchard up there. Buckshot Calvert, and Liberty. A big hole now. He's going to come out firing. Catch is made. Stubbs has got it. Goes down about the 44-yard line. First down, they'll move the chains.
Stubbs has been quiet. I thought he might have a big day. They've gone to King, haven't gone to Stubbs much. Andy Golden has been silent over there.
Yeah, he has. He's on the near side.
One big catch, that was it. Another small one.
18-yard pickup on first down. Buckshot, Nautical coming after him. Can't get to him, knocked away. Good job getting the hands up down there. And standing work coming in there by Brinson.
Jay Bateman really challenged Kenneth Brinson to play bigger. He won't be happy with that rush by Nautical. He's got to come inside, outside in to keep him in the pocket. But a good job by Brinson following up, knocking down that pass.
Brinson, a 3.9 student, chemical engineering major, nominated on the watch list for the Campbell Trophy, given out to the top academic student in college football. This one floated up, it's going to be trouble. Riley comes in, blows it up. Elijah Riley, he dropped Pickett. As soon as that ball touched him, he took him down.
Give Elijah Riley one of the players of the game, because he has had the ability to shut down a very good receiver in Gandy Golden and playing physical both on Golden as well as coming up and run support and making that play on the screen. They got to go down the field. They got to press it and get the ball down the field and be aggressive. Liberty does, and they're not doing it.
Loss of 6 on that play, 3rd and 16.
Using up too much time here, too.
Up under 6 to play in the ball game. Play clock down to 5 now. Right up top, Calvert looking near side, checks off, nobody open. They got him! Beautiful job, Raymond Wright took him down. 4th down coming up.
Buckshot wanted to go to Gandy Golden. He looked over there, and Elijah Riley just had him jammed up yet again. He couldn't go there, and then because he had to reset and look the other way, they were able to get the sack, and Jay Bateman and his defense have done a phenomenal job.
So Aaron Pert comes on to kick it away. Redshirt junior, Virginia product. Nobody back for Army.
Play clock ran out on him.
Yep, it did. That won't help their cause at all.
Delay game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Clock will start on the snap.
2 head coaches looking on their respective teams. Now, see Mike Reynolds trotting over to the far side of the field.
Army didn't even put anybody back to field that ball.
No,
Jeff Monken playing it safe, doesn't want to have any chance of an error dropping that ball.
Elijah Riley stepping up late in a big way to force the punt. Army on top big. Army's won 7 straight games here at home, going back, of course, to last season. This is their opener here in 2018 at Michie Stadium. Inside of 5 minutes remaining in the game, let's revisit your extra points, Feely. How have those worked out?
Well, they've worked out in Army's favor almost across the board. Stopped the fullback for Liberty, 252 yards for Army fullbacks. Army did not fumble the ball away. That was the problem last week against Duke, and just had the big sack there to get the ball back again for their offense. They've had pressure on the quarterback. I think for the most part, plays have been there to be made for Liberty. Elijah Riley taking out their best receiver, and Antonio Gandy Golden, he's done a phenomenal job.
Really has. Luke Langdon in the ball game now. Langdon gets away, but won't get away from the second wave. He dropped for a loss of a couple by Aaron Pierre, among a couple teammates in there as well. Army in the fourth quarter, prior to that play, 103 yards, Liberty 3. We got a chance. I want to remind you, today's First Down line is brought to you by Navy Federal Credit Union. So loss of 3 on the play, 2nd and 13 here as we approach 4 minutes remaining. In a lopsided game that's going Army's way right now. Trying to even things up on the season at 1-1. Here's Hobbs, toss play left side, Cooper to block. Nice spin move to get away. Good pickup there. It'll get a little bit more manageable maybe here on 3rd down as the clock winds under 4 to go. Hurtado, the tackle for Liberty. And 6 on the play. It's 3rd and 7. Langdon looking on. Personnel shuffling in and out of the game for Army. They're in no hurry at all. 5 of 12 on 3rd down to this point. Trying to convert here, but they need 7. Langdon fakes the toss. Now he's going to throw and underthrows Jatiel Klein. I feel like that's the 2nd or 3rd time I've said that today to Klein. Not from him, but in general.
2 from Hopkins, 1 from Langdon. He had a receiver open there, wasn't able to convert.
4th and 7, Jeff Monken. No need to go for it here. You want to pin them deep, and that's what he'll try to do.
No, not at all. He's got to be very pleased with how they've performed on all 3 sides of the ball. Offensively, reestablishing their fullback, getting that offensive line clicking. Defensively, shutting down a potent offense in this Liberty offense, who returned a lot of starters and has weapons on all over, all 4 positions at receiver, and then at special teams as well. You had a big field goal from Landon Salyers to end the first half, and they've performed well in all 3 phases.
They really have, and they've done a really good job of slowing down that young man, Buckshot Calvert.
When you just think about what he was able to do, not only last week against Old Dominion, but against Baylor last year, 447 yards, 3 touchdowns, 44 for 60 against Baylor.
All school records.
Yeah, they have the ability to score a lot of points on you. They did it last week against Old Dominion, and Jay Bateman has shut this potent offense down.
He really has. The voodoo defense has worked. On the ground, they hand it off. Decent pickup on 1st down there. Ball carrier was Frankie Hickson. Chandler Ramirez, the stop, under 3 to go in the game.
Joe Daly, the offense coordinator for Liberty, said he's very familiar with Jay Bateman, that they've spoken many times and talked football together at different functions. He said because he's got so many different fronts, runs the out front, multiple formations, it's very hard on an offensive staff.
Calvert throws it, and Gandy Golden's got the catch, tackled inbounds. He'll be dropped by 2 other teammates. As Reynolds had him, Nautigal came in to help out as well.
I was really impressed watching him, going back, looking at his film from last year and what he did against Old Dominion. But if he wants to play at the next level, he has to be able to get off press coverage. You can't allow a DB to come up and take you out of the game and press you, and that's what Elijah Riley did today.
And 9 on that play to the 25-yard line. New set of downs for Buckshot. They're going to fling one deep. Buckshot firing one down there. Man out there, and it's caught. King. Ball came out. And it's picked up by Cam Jones. Cam Jones with it. Gandy Golden trying to find him. And Cam Jones forced out on the near sideline. So Army comes up with it.
That was
57 left, Jay.
That was Chris Skyers, who got beat on coverage, but continued on in the play, and I think he was the one who got the strip.
Let's take a look.
Buckshot goes deep. He's got
Rolling on
his
the
receiver.
field, a catch and a fumble.
Here's Skyers 13.
First
Keeps
down,
going.
defense.
Yep.
It was very close. That knee being down before. This will be a good look. Yep.
For sure. Skyers, the man you mentioned, coming in there.
Grabs that ball and rips it out. Oh, it's just an excellent job.
Yep.
Not giving
Rolling
up.
on
You
the
get
field,
beat.
a catch and a fumble, recovered by the defense. That play is under review.
They're taking a look at this. Flanagan will get on the headset.
If you're a young guy who plays football watching this, take a good lesson here, because you get beat. A lot of guys will give up. You know, they catch a touchdown pass in front of you. That's what you think. But no, he keeps going, he fights, gets back, and then rips this ball out. Now, was the knee down? I think it was pretty clear from this angle that it wasn't.
It's that left leg that comes down.
This is where he starts ripping at it. Now the ball's
After
out.
review,
Yep.
It's out.
Rolling on the field is confirmed.
Yep.
First down, defense.
Work by you, Jay. Right there with you. Beautiful job. It's 62 yards on the reception from Buckshot. On the pass, 32 on the return by Cam Jones, and with 1:57 to go, Army's forced its third turnover of the day, and that should pretty much do it.
There'll be a lot to teach there. You know, you got a young DB in there. He gets beat, but he continues and then makes a play and then gets the ball back for the offense.
Langdon getting some PT here late in the game. And Slumka, who's had a productive day. All those fullbacks have had a very productive day, Jay. Is going to look at Army's schedule. You talked about it right out of the gate at noon, how big this game was.
Boom and boom.
Right.
I mean, you got three really good teams there. Buffalo's got a stud receiver in
And
Anthony
quarterback.
Johnson and quarterback. Exactly. We've done a couple of their games, obviously Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And how strong they are, and Hawaii in that offense. So this game was a must-win game for Jeff Monken and his crew. They were up to the task. They played really well in all three phases.
They really did. Rebounding from the 20-point loss last week at Duke. Here's Slumka on second down. Third down upcoming. It'll be third and about 3. Hurtado on the tackle as we approach 60 seconds remaining in this contest, and Army's going to even things up at 1-1.
Tino did that story on Tyson.
Tyson.
The bat they use, maybe Tyson gets a little...
The bat and the boxing glove.
Player of the game award.
It was a TKO, man.
No fumbles for Army, so critical after 5 last week.
Yep, big time improvement in that department. 3rd and 3, Langdon's got it. Langdon's going to keep it, and greeted by a host of shirts there, but he's got the first down, and that's going to, for all intents and purposes, wrap this one up. As Jeff Monken takes the headset off, and Monken gets another home opening win here to even the record here in 2018 at 1-1. 508 yards of offense, Jay, as Monken and Turner Gill meet, and 0 turnovers as Army takes it 38-14 to move to 1-1 on the season, with Hawaii coming in here next Saturday at noon right here on CBS Sports Network. This one is a final.
That'll work. Jeff Monken laid it out this week. He said the recipe for us for success: no turnovers, limit negative plays, positive yardage, excellent defense, solid special teams. You can check them all off, all 5 of them. They did it today.
Yes, sir. Did it well, and Darnell Woolfolk, huge part of that. Couple of touchdowns for him. Man of Army football make their way over to the core of cadets. We'll have the Army West Point alma mater. Of course, we'll bring that to you. Navy coming up next as they take on Memphis. 13-1 when they go 400 or more, going all the way back to 13. You would think they'd win those games going for 400 yards on the ground. Boy, lost 1. So a good win for Jeff Monken and his guys. They're in front of the core. And let's listen and watch the West Point alma mater. Famous words at the end of it, beat Navy. They've done that the last 2 years, and today they beat Liberty to even things up in the win-loss column at 1-1 this season. So a happy day here on Post at West Point for all involved, all Army fans, and of course all the Army fans and men and women around the globe that serve our country. They're always happy when their brave old Army team wins. Elijah Riley was huge. Hopkins big as well. Kalen Holt involved in it. He had a touchdown. He'll face his home state team next week when Hawaii comes in here at noon.
Jay Bateman did a really good job today. He's going to have to go back and figure out how to stop an even more potent offense next week in Hawaii.
Yes, sir. They can really get it up and down the field.
Both offensively and defensively, you know, you got a good game plan. They played Navy last week, so you can go back and see exactly what they tried to do against a school that runs similar offense and defense to you.
All right, 38-14. That'll almost wrap it up from up here, but we're not done. Let's get down to Tina, who's got a whole bunch of people down there to talk to. Tina, it's all yours.
Yes, I have a nice trio here. We will begin with head coach Jeff Monken, and coach is running away right now. We'll start with Calvin Hopkins. Calvin, what was the biggest difference for you today in your second starter quarterback?
Just execution and working on the little things, focusing on the little things. As a team, I think we did a lot better job on getting little things like Coach Preach has done. So.
What about the offensive line today? We saw them create seams. How does that open up other things for you?
Oh, they were firing off the ball. They took it personal that, you know, they wanted to be the tougher team out there today. So, you know, they were really firing off and trying to prove that.
Calvin, congratulations. Thank you so much. Coach Monken, today we saw the offense take care of the ball. How did you also establish your fullbacks to get all those yards and score those touchdowns?
Oh, they did a good job hanging on to it. Certainly an improvement from last week. It was big, the defense getting some balls away, and that made a big difference in the football game too. So really the shared responsibility trying to win the turnover battle, I think both sides did some good things. We can do a lot of things better, but I'm glad we got a win.
What made the biggest difference in the second half with the offense? I know you were upset with all the punts in the first half.
Well, we punted enough in the second half too to not have me be satisfied either, but I think our guys they wanted to establish the fullback. They wanted to establish the run. They wanted to get in there and play physical football, and hopefully that's our mentality, and I think we did a good job. Certainly, like I said, there's things we can improve, but I'm glad to get the victory.
Let's talk about that defense. Liberty came in here with a potent offense. What did Jay Bateman draw up and everyone execute?
Well, the guys did a good job of executing. Jay does a terrific job, and they've got some good receivers. You can see that. They hit some plays there in the start the second half. The two-play drive to start the half, that's aggravating to see, but you know, the guys settled down and we made some plays and made them punt the ball and got them off the field, and I was proud of how we recovered.
Coach, thank you so much. We have to talk to this guy, Elijah Riley. What did you have to do today to really hold down Gandy Golden?
You know, earlier in the week, Coach Bateman did a great job of preaching. You know, we got to play hard every single day of practice, and the preparation that we did throughout the week, you know, that really helped. Our scout receivers did a great job of preparing me for Gandy Golden. You know, he's a great receiver. You know, he did a really good job today. I wish him nothing but the best going forward.
What do you like, or what's the advantage that you have when you go up against receivers that are a lot bigger than you?
You know, Coach Hess does a great job of putting us to work in the weight room. So strength definitely helps a lot.
Thank you so much, Elijah. Congratulations on the win. All right, thank you to all the Navy players, the Army players, goodness, and head coach Jeff Monken. Ben, back to you.
All right, Tina, Navy coming up when we're done. A few moments here for Mikey Stadium, but a solid win all the way around for Army. They take it 38-14 to even their record at 1-1. Riley and Hopkins make their way off, and the Cadets, they'll get out of here happy and smiling after their Army team won today 38-14. Back with a final thought after this.